Whippersnappers, this is Tortoise the Grey. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Minecraft on the Farside server. We're going to be doing, as I mentioned last time... Ooh, somebody bought something. Well, that works. We're coming to the shop anyway. I need to get some wood from my tree farm here. Let's see what's... 61 iron. Alright, very nice. Somebody needed something, I guess. I'm not even sure what's still in stock in this shop. But let's double check. I gotta get some wood for the project we're doing today, so let's, good, I did need more oak wood, so let's grab both of this, and, we'll just take all of it for now. Did I have, no, that's just bone meal. Well, I probably could use some bone meal, but for now, oh wait, is that a bunch of sand? Oh good, I do have more sand. That's good to know as well. As I mentioned last time, we're going to be working a little bit on our farms out at the fortress. So we need to come back and get some supplies. Our shopkeeper's doing well again. Let's while we're here, let's check on this shop as well if people are buying things. Empty. I'm wool. Alright, that's not cool. What? I had 9 stacks of iron in here. I'm gonna have to look into that. Okay, well, I guess I'll worry about that later. Let's quickly jog by the hobbit hole, see if we've got any wood or things that we might need over there. And then we will head back to the fortress. Haven't been to spawn in a while. Doesn't look like things have changed a lot, except Fargo's working on this thing, which looks like he's changed course on it. I'm not going to really go explore it. If you want to see what's going on here, check out Fargo's channel. But he's putting up kind of like Goo did with the Minecraft monument and all the statues of the Minecrackers. Zangiefx has commissioned Fargo to do something similar for Farside. And so he's working on something over there. Ooh, what is this? You won the lottery. Well done. Oh, hey! Awesome. Zangief put in 6 diamonds, I put in 1, and I won. Fantastic. Well, that works. Thank you, Siren. So, see, gambling pays off. Did I show the Farside lottery on camera? Can't remember if I have or not. We may check that out. Not today. We got too much to do today, but at some point we'll go over and check that out. That's a fun little build that Siren's did. Alright, so I need... I think I've got enough of that. Alright, probably use... Let me start. Fill up that stack of spruce. Let's fill out this stack of oak, and we should probably... Ooh, and I've got this here too. I'll put that back. I don't think I'm gonna need that much more stuff. All right, and we check here. These are dispensers. Perfect. We need some of those. I think we've got some redstone back at the place. Let me look at weapons. Gonna need a couple of bows. This will actually be perfect because I need 8 dispensers for one side, so that'll work out very nicely. And I'll grab some of this. I'm not sure how much of mine is left over after Yeti did his thing. Alright, so let's head on back. Let's, yeah. Hey Fluffy, how's it going, buddy? Alright, so guard sheep is intact. Let's, nudge down on some chickens so we're not going super slow. I tell you what, after spending a lot of time on Decimon, I miss the running boots. Why there isn't a running, like, enchant is beyond me. Like, I get that there's potions and beacons for that kind of thing, but that's just way too much trouble. I would much rather just be able to, you know, just run and not have to worry about, you know, potions and stuff. Ugh. It's depressing. Alright, that or a flyer. You need some sort of way to fly in survival. I'm telling you, people. It needs to happen. Alright. And, yes. I believe we're allowed to show this off at this point. Yeah, over here. This is the new Farside Nether Hub. Sandra has been working tirelessly on it. It's all her own design. I think she worked... well, I think she pretty much designed it, but I think Kaniva and some others helped out quite a bit, at least with donating stuff. I know I donated a lot of this quartz, I think. I donated. And I know, like, Kaniva and Yeti and them had an episode come out where they were getting the nether stars for these beacons, which I didn't really think much of the colored beacons that were added recently until, like, I saw this. I'm like, oh, you know what? That is really cool. It just goes so well with, like, the purple of the portal and the glass, and I don't know. It looks cool. So, yeah, going well in here. It's not completely done, or at least, like, you know, the hub sort of areas are not done. Like, these will need to become tunnels and things, but I think for the most part it looks really sweet in here. So go make... I'm not sure if Sandra recorded doing this or not, but if she did, go check out her channel. I'm sure she put in a lot of time and effort in it, so it would be nice if you guys could go show some appreciation. But yeah, Nether hub's looking sweet. Used to just be, I mean, well, for the longest time it was just like a portal in a tiny little room, and then they finally got around to like clearing it out, and then it was a big cleared out room for a long time, and they just recently started working on it, so that's exciting. She made a lot of progress in a short period of time there, but yeah, so we are heading back out to the fortress. Got some farms to work on here, so let's do that this way. Oh yeah, okay, so this is something I've done since the last time, so we'll look at the map here real quick. I started putting in some roads. I changed this bridge to the new road format that I'm going to be using, and then put in some roads here. I need to connect it up to the exit of the fortress, in which, actually, this needs to update. There's my map. So I think I did... Maybe not. Maybe, well, I don't know. Okay, so let's go look at that. I need to connect up this road to the front of the fortress here, and then I also need to get a bridge. So I've got this one, but I definitely need one from the front of the fortress over to here, and stuff like that. Because I'm just sick of having to run around every time I need to get to the front there. That or using ender pearls for everything. I also need to hook this one up to this one, but I just was kind of playing around and kind of got carried away, so we may worry about that later. Got it all hooked up to the farm here. Works out nicely. I expanded the... Oh yeah, I probably put that there. Expanded the bunny. The little warren we've got going here. I've made it a little bigger, made a couple more holes. It's for me, you know, I love walking up here and just like looking at it, and like oftentimes there'll be a bunny that just kind of pops up out from underground or whatever, and that's awesome. I love that that's getting used a little bit. I'm sure not a lot, because animals tend to prefer like sunlight and stuff, but it's cool when it does get used. So but yeah, so we've got this road in here. And we've got our furnace all clean. What's happening here? What up, stud? See, you did the system that I was a slacker on making for you. I may be coming back on to do some stuff. Just thought I would tell you. The other stud, aka Cluster. Oh, Cluster's back. Well, that's kind of fun. Oh, but that raises some questions. If Cluster's back, I may know where all my stuff is from the iron exchange. I may have to go kill him. But yeah, so I got this all cleaned up. I had to extend this out with a hopper. So this hopper connects to the chests that Yeti had put in there. This just had to bulge out too much. I couldn't even see the chest anymore, so I put in this. It works pretty nicely. I think it looks really well. Looks really good. I got the little item frames and everything going here, so pretty freaking happy with how this turned out. Yeti did an awesome job. I hope you guys went over and checked out his channel. If not, make sure to do that. He's a very talented builder and redstoner and things, and he's got a very cool piece of property out there, so his videos are pretty entertaining. So go out and check him out. He's got a lot of cool stuff on his channel, actually. Aha, okay, so this is just done. put a couple of stacks of glass in there before I left. Must have cooked through when Cluster was here. Alrighty. So yeah, I've still got to work on this side and get this all set up, but we'll do that at another time. Alright, so I need wood. Let's grab that. We need some spruce stuff, but not right now. Let me drop off. Stupid diamonds are named, so I'm not gonna be able to put them in my ender chest for now. Let's put them in here. We're gonna need some cobble, so let's do that really quickly, and then we'll go over and show you guys exactly what we're gonna be doing today. So I guess we'll talk about it a little bit. What we're gonna be doing is okay, and beautiful. All right. What we are going to be doing is creating a auto farm, auto-ish farm, not completely auto farm, but a semi-automatic farm, because I just don't want the lag, and I don't really need like fully automatic. I need to grab some more food at some point, but we'll worry about that in a minute. So what we're doing is we're going to be creating a farm. Obviously, because I just said that. Let's see, I want this to be at ground level because they'll come up. And yes, okay. Well, first off, let's clear out the farms that are already here because they might be in the way. And then what we're going to do, I've got it marked out here as I typically mark out my builds prior to showing up with you guys. I've got it marked out with jack-o'-lanterns, so it's going to be a pretty long build, I guess. Not real deep, but okay. So here's the thing: we're going to have 4 fields, and they're going to be 8 by 8, so that we get like, well, at least on wheat. Wheat is the only crop that you really get any kind of loss, or you don't get an addition. So with wheat, like, you only get 1 piece of wheat per plot. So when it's fully mature, you break it, you get 1 piece of wheat all the time. Corn and carrots and potatoes and netherwort, which is the other crop we're going to have in here, they will they'll give multiples. A fully mature carrot crop can give you between 1 and 4, I think. And same with potatoes. Netherwort will also give you multiples. So what we're going to do is I've got these 8 by 8 plots, and we're going to be using 8 by 8 again, just so like when I run it, when I harvest, we're going to get a full stack of wheat. Is my goal, because I would like to be able to get a full stack of wheat at a time, and you know, there's really no reason why we can't, so we're just gonna do it. And with that, we're going to be taking them, so we're gonna have these 4 fields. We're gonna be using dispensers to harvest the fields, okay, and so that's gonna be kind of the auto thing. They're gonna auto harvest, and then they're gonna be picked up. I haven't decided exactly yet how I'm going to pick them up. There's varying options. Okay, so let me plop down one of these chests real quick. There's varying options that we can choose from. We can either dump them into hoppers, or we can choose to use water streams. I'm leaning towards water streams just because it'll be a lot less expensive at this point. But we've got unlimited options there in that respect. So that's we'll probably use water streams, assuming I can get it to work. Like if it's a real hassle, if I gotta stair step the water streams and all that, then we may just use hoppers, because I've got a. Did I dig that out, or? I guess I must have. Because we've got a fair amount of iron, obviously, with the iron farm, and not so much that I'm like, oh yeah, let's definitely use iron hoppers for everything, especially because I just spent a ton of iron on hoppers for the furnace, and I've got to still put in another section of furnace. but you know, I think it could be the most effective method. So we'll just see. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's plop this guy down. There we go. I don't need to test it. I know it works. And then we'll grab one of each of these. Need way more oak than I do spruce. Alright, so we've got these 8 farms, and surrounding the 8 farms, and I may have to pull up some of this because I think this actually is supposed to be stairs. But we've got a kind of a boardwalk going around each field, and that's going to be a 3x3 area, and I've got it so big just because, well, really because anything smaller than that tends to feel kind of cramped. But also, underneath the boardwalk, we're going to be having dispensers and hoppers and water streams and redstone and everything. So I just wanted to make sure it was big enough that we could make good use of it. I'm using full blocks here. I know that like half slabs I could get twice as much use of, but we need full blocks for a lot of this. Well, and we may not actually need full blocks for what I'm doing at the moment, as I'm thinking about it. But you know, whatever. Wood's a renewable resource. I'm not too worried about it. So let's. We've got the outline of the whole thing here. Let's work on this specific section that we're going to be doing together today. So let's see, I've got this border in here. Alrighty. And then we're going to do another thing of oak. And I guess that's probably where the stairs need to be, but that's okay. Alright, so we've got our corner here. Now, let me actually jump ahead, because this is taking way longer than I expected. Let me jump ahead, I'll get the full boardwalk in, and then from there I'll start laying in the fields, and we can come together with that. It's just going to take a while, because I've got to now dig this out and put dirt in, because we're into stone at this point. So, we'll be right back, and we'll see another progress update when we do. Alrighty guys, see you in a minute. Welcome back, folks. So I've been doing a little bit of work, and so let's take a quick look at how we're doing here. So I've got the whole floor laid out here. I've got the dispensers where they belong. Don't have any of that wired just yet, and I probably won't this episode. It's going to take too much time to really get into, but got everything in. So what's going to happen? And let me actually have my stairs right here. Perfect. So what we're going to do is, so this, just so you guys get the theory behind it, this will be stairs here on either end of the dispenser. So the water will click out, like if you put a water bucket in a dispenser, when the dispenser is powered, it will put the water source block here and it'll push out the water. And then when it's powered again, it'll pick up the water bucket. Did I not just... No, okay. I was looking at the wrong one. And so that'll push down. Then there's going to be either a water stream or a row of hoppers that'll be down here. And so the items will fall through this crack into the hoppers, which will get carried out. What I'm going to be doing is, and we probably will do this another time because I don't think we're going to get to it today, but we will be going at a certain point and connecting that system. So this farm will connect to a silo, and I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put it yet. Probably, you know, somewhere right around here. I don't want it centered on this, but I can see it, you know, sitting somewhere on this hill probably. So we'll have a silo, which will be fed by this. So that's partially why I'm thinking water stream. It's less resource intensive, obviously, but I'm gonna potentially be carrying these items a pretty long distance, and to do a hopper for every block of that distance is gonna get real expensive. But it's gonna file in here, collect into this middle, these will collect down there, and then they'll probably, you know, convene right here or something, and then get carried over to that, the silo. And the silo is going to be using a, kind of like with our melon farm before, it's going to use an item elevator to lift the items up, and then it's going to cause those items to kind of, there's going to be a filtering system, and so each item is going to get filtered into its own chest and everything. It should be pretty cool when we're all said and done with it. I've got to look into how filtering really works. I'm not totally versed on that at the moment. So, but I think that in theory the silo functionality should work pretty well. So, looking forward to that. And so this farm will automatically harvest and store itself. Well, it'll harvest and store itself when I press a button. And so, yeah, pretty excited about this thing. I'll have to replant everything on my own, but I'm not too worried about that. I think it's going to be, you know, a necessity. You know, the only auto farms I've really ever seen have been, like, single block ones. And I know that, like, villagers will harvest them. But I think whatever they pick up and don't put back down is lost. I think they take that, put it in their own little bags, which you can never get back, and yeah. So I don't think that's a viable source of like actual farming. They can replant, but I don't think you get any crops from them for that. So yeah. So I'm going to get this wired up, and well, no, I'll wire it up off camera. What's gonna happen? Water's gonna flow out and flow into here. Let's get working on the exterior here a little bit. And actually, I'm gonna break again. Now that you guys kind of see what we're doing here, I'm gonna break, get some of that put in, and we'll come back at it when we're a little closer, because we've only got about 8 minutes left in this episode. So I'd like to get, you know, everything up, and then I can kind of show you what I'm thinking. So I will be back with you guys in just a minute. Alrighty. Hey, welcome back. So I've done a bit of work on the, I'm out of pearls on the bar. I've done a bit of work on the farm here. I've got it set up kind of like a greenhouse, give or take. I've still got some work to do on it here. Still got to do the wiring and things like that, and I'm not totally set on the design out here. I've got to get this entryway figured out better. But I think other than that, I'm liking it for the most part. I've still, again, got detailing work to do. I always have detailing work, and I gotta make this thing mob-proof for sure, because I don't want them jumping down in my crops. But, oh, you got a good hit off there. But yeah, so I've got, you know, the main walls made of glass. I've got the roof coming down here in the middle or the entryway. I probably will end up doing something similar in the back. Maybe. I'm not really sure just yet. I was just clearing out some space here. Let me grab this glass real quick before it despawns. But yeah, so I've got my crops in here. I think I'm going to have to do something with the lighting. I've thrown down a bunch of extra torches around these because carrots, when I was putting the carrots in, they started popping up because there wasn't enough light. So I'm going to have to definitely... Okay, good. Gonna have to definitely figure out some sort of overhead lighting, maybe something that'll hang down over each patch or something to make sure we've got enough light for everything. But yeah, pretty much we are all set. I'll probably, you know, get a button and put it right here or something, or a lever. Nah, a button. A button that'll go right here or something, or actually no, it's gonna go right here. And I'll be able to hit that, and then that'll activate all of the redstone and get all of the crops to flow out at once. So I mean, it's gonna be something that's gonna, you know, I'll just, as I'm over here doing stuff, I'll check in occasionally, and if it looks like I need a harvest, it'll do that. And so yeah, not gonna be really anything terribly fancy. Pretty much just going to really, you know, like, so it's gonna be straight up and down. There's not going to be anything up the back, so there's going to be a torch underneath each of these, and then a block, and then a torch underneath that. So it'll be off by default. And then I'll trigger the torch line, and those will trigger them on with a single pulse. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. With a single pulse, and then, you know, press it again and it'll turn off. I'm sure there's probably a smarter way to do that, and I probably will actually do a smarter way to do it, because, like, so I press the button once and the buckets will flow out. And I've got all of these loaded, so, you know, the water bucket's in here. It'll dump the water source here, which will flow everything to the edge. I think I am going to use water streams for now, so the water stream will flow here, and then I'll probably have some hoppers, you know, right here, well, right here, because I'm going to have to, I've got water source blocks here, as you can see, so I can't put it right next to that, because they'll just get lost. So I have to put a divider so that, you know, I'll have the river, or the water flows come to like here, and they'll collect, and then I'll take it with another stream or hopper or something over into my silo, which we talked about earlier. And I might put up the silo off camera. I don't know. We've got a lot of projects out here that I'd like to do, and they did actually, with the official release of Minecraft 1.8, they started asking, you know, do we want to do a server reset and stuff? And I think the resounding response was no, because we've been on the snapshot since snapshot started coming out. So like the official release of 1.8 means nothing to us. Nothing has changed. It's the exact same features that we've always had. So no real reason to do a server reset. But they're talking about it. So and I don't think it's going to happen with this instance, but it's been brought up. Some people thought that it might be a decent idea, and so that worries me. So I don't want to do like multiple episodes on, you know, one project again. So I'll probably finish this off on my own. I'll show you guys what I've done next time. But other than that, I think I'm probably gonna maybe start on something else. I've got an opening of projects that I still have in mind. I've got my entry gate. I've got this big castle-like gate entrance that I'm going to be putting in. It's where my portal's going to move to, and it's going to be, you know, right about here is where I've kind of envisioned it. I put these in just as a marker for myself, partially for when I look at it on the map, see if that's about where I want it. But I think that's about where I do want it. It's kind of, you get the hill coming in here, and this, and then there's a little bit of open space on either end. So I think that's probably going to be good. So I've got that project planned. I've got to do some more work on this. I got to get these pillar torch things on either end of this as well. I've got to... Oh, that's interesting. This is supposed to be glass, but it's got wood underneath, so I think it's showing just the wood. I wondered why this was showing like this, but there's glass there. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, like the entryway will be right down here. We'll work on that one episode. I've also got an automatic animal farm that we've got to do at some point, and I'm not entirely certain where that's going to end up. Maybe up here somewhere, or back here. But then after that, I don't know that I've got a whole lot of other ideas planned. I think that my base will be pretty much how I want it at that point. So yeah, and I'm sure I'll come up with other ideas. I've still got to finish off the fortress. It hasn't really made any progress since last time, except for that I cleaned up the furnace thing. So I've got to work on those, and we may do an episode on that. But you know, once I get those projects done, I get my roads all in. Then if they want to reset, I guess I'm, you know, not super against it. But you know, I would really like to get this base finished off, have all my stuff kind of in place before that happens. So yeah, but it makes me nervous that the topic's been brought up. It did get shot down this time, but who knows when it'll come back. So gotta get these projects rolling. So yeah, I'll get the silo in and this farm finished before next time, or at least at some point. I don't know if it'll be before next time, but it'll be finished at some point, and then I'll show you guys everything that's going on there, so no worry about that. But yeah, so things are going along well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to leave those likes, comments, and subscriptions, and as always, I've been Tortoise, and you guys have been great. So yeah, be sure to tune in. We've got some very fun projects coming up, and then we've got to figure out more stuff to do. So if you've got suggestions on things you'd like to see me do, one other project I talked about, and if Cluster's signs are true and he is coming back at some point, it may be something we work on. I wanted to. I'm only, well, I'm more than a couple hundred blocks. I'm probably like 500 or 600 blocks away from Cluster's base. His base is pretty much straight that way, over on the other side of these hills. I would love to, if slime box stuff still works the way it did when they first introduced it. You could make like cars or like moving machines with slime blocks. And so I'd love to, at some point, if Cluster's going to be coming back, put in like a train station or something up on this mountain or over on that mountain and create like some sort of contraption, slime block moving contraption that would, you could just sit on and activate, and it would carry you all the way over to his base, and then you could get on there and bring it back. So something like that would be cool. If he's going to be coming back, have us a little transit system in between the two of us, that would be fun. But yeah, if you've got other ideas of things you'd like to see, I mean, I've got farms or like crop farms and iron farms and fish farms, and soon I'm going to be putting up an animal farm. I got to figure out a spot for that. But after that, my ideas in the entryway, my ideas are running a little thin, and we'll do some fun decorative stuff and things, really get this place cleaned up and classed up, because I think at some point Zangiefx wants to turn this into like a downloadable map, just Farside map in general, and so I know that's what really big has spurred on spawn work and things like that, so I want to make sure this is a pretty sweet place, that if this ever turns into something, this like map download turns into something, that you guys would come out here and see it, because I love this area. I think it's going to look really cool. And yeah, anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching again. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and we'll have another exciting build or something going on. Maybe something not buildy next time. I don't know. We'll come up with something fun to do. Yeah. Alright guys, see you next time.